Hi everybody, ciao. I'm Darren Criss. I'm an actor, musician, songwriter, and a proud alum of the Accademia dell'Arte. So yeah, I'm a byproduct of the ADA. I had such a magical time there, and was really happy to have a place where I could just dive into some of the more global influences of theater and performance that existed outside of the more traditional contemporary American schools of thought and acting theater that I had been studying at the University of Michigan. I'm making this video right now backstage at the Belasco Theater in New York City, just about an hour after performing in a beautiful new original Broadway musical called Maybe Happy Ending. Without getting too heavily into the story, I play a humanoid helper bot in the not too distant future named Oliver. And for all of his human-like features, he is very much not a human being. And he's trying to wrap his programming around the most mystifying and profound human concept of all, love. Now, the physicality that I created for this role was greatly aided by my studies at ADA all those years ago, and I am so glad that I had a place that I could go to dive deeper into some of those influences that I was so interested in at the time in college, and the very influences that I would end up injecting into the characterization of Oliver, namely, of course, Accademia dell'Arte and its stock characters like Arlecchino and Dottore, and the traditions of clown and mime, as well as many other physical traditions from all around the world. I know I am not the only person currently performing on Broadway that spent time at the ADA, so there clearly was something in the water over there at the Villa Godiola. Anyway, if you're watching this, you obviously know that for the most part, arts education has historically relied on the generosity and support from patrons and donors. And I myself am donating to the ADA as a small token of my gratitude for its contribution to my own artistic journey and career. But for those of you that come from outside the world of performing arts, for whatever reason, I'd just like to remark really quickly on the importance of arts education as a whole. I have always believed that there is a really big importance to understanding the 360 package of what the performing arts can be made of, which is going beyond just saying words or creating music on a stage or in front of people. It's more about understanding it and utilizing the body and the voice and the mask to their fullest potential to effectively communicate ideas and feelings, not just merely as a means to create a theatrical performance, but to effectively represent oneself in the world around us. Because I think the arts isn't something that we integrate into education solely because we are trying to make professional artists, no more than we teach math or science to solely create mathematicians or scientists. We do it so that we can fortify as many hearts and minds as we can to participate in the world in a more human, empathetic, expressive, and compassionate way. Some random guy named Billy Shakespeare once said that it was that all the world's a stage, right? And we are all merely its players. So if that's true, you'd think it'd be a pretty important step to have as many of those players as ready to contribute fully to that stage in a way that is as positive and as accessible to their fellow players as possible. Teaching theater, fostering play, and all the personal explorations and self-discoveries that come with that, it maximizes a higher yield of people who are better suited to connect with the world, no matter what actual professional field they end up working in. Now, on top of this, back to ADA, Arezzo's dazzling and totally romantic location of being in the heart of central Italy's Tuscan Valley is such a marvelous place to step outside of the world that most people know. It's a place to experience life through a different lens. This is the perfect companion to an already exciting place to learn, because with the critical thinking that arts education already comes with, now comes the added bonus of getting to re-examine your own background by diving into a new one. It's one of the greatest ways to appreciate the road that you've already trod, trying to walk a new one. The great Mark Twain said one of my favorite quotes about the importance of this. He said, "Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness, and many of our people need it sorely on these accounts. Broad, wholesome, charitable views of men and things cannot be acquired by vegetating in one little corner of the earth all one's lifetime." Now, it's no secret that there's a lot of unavoidable turmoil, gloom, discouragement in the world, and I'm not so naive as to pretend that doesn't exist. I do, however, believe, without a shadow of a doubt, that art is, and has always been, and will always be, our salvation. Kurt Vonnegut would encourage us to, quote, "Practice any art, music, singing, dancing, acting, drawing, painting, sculpting, poetry, fiction, essays, reportage, no matter how well or how badly, not to get money and fame, but to experience, to find out what's inside you, to make your soul grow," end quote. And in the space that I feel is often, or in a space that often feels like it's full of destruction, I, for one, I'm rooting for the souls that grow, the souls that create and thus hold up light where there is darkness. So let's keep the light on. Let's keep art in motion. Thank you for your time. I hope you will consider either enrolling, donating, or even connecting your university or academic institution to the wonderful programming available at the Accademia to keep this wonderful, special little institution alive and thriving. Thank you for watching and break a leg. Grazie per la visione. In bocca al lupo. Ciao.